Welcome to this week's reading from the 11th to the 18th. We have Valentine's Day coming up at the end of this week, and the retrograde, I believe, starts on the 17th of this month. I'm pretty sure it's the 17th to the 10th of March. So thankfully, we don't have Valentine's Day falling in the retrograde. My birthday, though, falls in a retrograde this year, which I'm not happy about. I think it fell into a black moon cycle last year. You really don't want it falling. Retrogrades falling in water signs. They hurt. And then it fell in Scorpio, and that hurt. So anyway, we've got a retrograde that's going to be starting in Aquarius and then ending in Pisces. So it could be at the end of the retrograde, an emotional one. And that could mean that you do have people returning to your life that probably shouldn't have been there in the first place. We've just had the full moon in Leo, and this full moon was quite. Now, normally in Leo, I don't have so much, come up, but I had a lot of purge energy come up for me in this Leo cycle. And they're usually a lot lighter, but it wasn't this time. Leo seemed to be digging out all the things we needed to look at and deal with in a big old way. So, hey, best friend, I know you're watching. Look, I'm not going to say how many cards I'm going to lay out. Right? And I've just got my boxes here next to me. I keep having the song in my head play, the Cher song. Do you believe in life after love? I can hear something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough. All right. And I want to get all my love oracles out because I have 2 decks of love oracles because it's Valentine's Day coming up and because of the retrograde. This stone I got from someone that loved me from the beach, and it's heart-shaped. So I thought that was perfect to be here today. Right. Right, so we've already got some cards down. The 9 of Thought. That means that right now there have been a lot of things going on. It looks like its energy is changing really quickly too. So we've got successful completion. That was the end of a cycle. And then the 9 of Thought. And the 9 of Thought is the 9 of Swords. And that means that there's a lot of pain and turmoil and purging going on. And like I was just talking about, the full moon cycle that just ended in Leo, usually that brings a much lighter energy. It's a powerful energy, but it's usually a lighter energy. And we didn't get a lot of lightness during this full moon. A lot of people had a hard time. A lot of clearing and cleansing going on. Not everybody. It looked like the Divine Masculine didn't as much this time, but the Divine Feminine really went through a big purge. So right now, I would think that it could be catching up to the Divine Masculine now that we're coming into the waning energy of the moon. But I really did notice the Divine Feminine struggling emotionally this full moon. Not just myself, but lots and lots of questions. Okay. And the successful completion is cycles ending. And then we've got on top of that, the Knave of Wands. So that is the Page of Wands. A quick moving energy that people thought was going to come back in. Right. But did not. Did not as they thought it would in the past. Things didn't come back together as they thought that they would. Right. And that's okay. That's what I'm hearing. That's okay because everything is the way it's supposed to be right now. It's supposed to be in the exact energy it is. Even if, like, I've had a couple people go, do you think there were spells and curses placed to do this or that? If there was, even if there was, you're in the energy you're supposed to be in the moment. And things are clearing out. No worries. Things are clearing up. And things will get better very soon. We've got the 6 of Pentacles upside down here. So this free happy time that you should be having, like I said, I thought the Divine Masculine might have been kind of skipping scot-free, and it looks like even if they told you they were, they're not. Okay, even if they're acting like they're all great and good, it's not as great and good as you're being led to believe. Okay, at all. Okay, because there's a lot of moving away from old cycle situations, energies going on for both divine masculine and feminine, for the feminine and the masculine energy in the collective right now. So this is a collective reading for all signs. And this right here, even if though you're coming across this reading possibly during the dates that I've described, that does not mean anything. Whenever you come across this reading, it is meant for you. You're meant to hear it. Oh, last card fell. Good. I use last cards. I mean, fallen cards, not last cards. All right, so let's get these love oracles going. I've seen a really brilliant reader here on YouTube shuffling her oracle cards and her larger tarot cards like this. And it inspired me, and it doesn't tear up my cards, and it makes it so much easier to shuffle. So I was really impressed by her. Right. Really feeling like these are needing a good shuffle for the collective readings. You know, long ago, I would not do collective readings because I was too afraid they would be too inaccurate and people wouldn't get enough out of them. And then when I started doing a lot of live videos, I used to work on exclusively a psychic reading site. And then when I started doing live videos myself, I do them on Facebook. I started doing a lot of readings that were universal. Like a lot of people are going, wait, that sounds like that's for me. And when I started doing it, I was like, wait, I felt a calling to do YouTube videos anyway. But when I started doing those lives, it really came into my energy just how much I should be doing those lives. And how much I do universal readings more so than I thought. And I was nudged really good to go ahead and start doing these kinds of collective readings. And so there's a little backstory, even if you didn't want it. So I'm laying down the Guardian Angel tarot cards by Radcliffe Valentine. I really love them. They're like tarot cards and oracle cards in one. I say that a lot. And then I've got the Mermaid Tarot and I've got the Wheel of the Year Tarot. And now I'm laying down, and I've laid down the Romance Angels oracles. These are the Healing Therapy Goddess. Sorry, Healing Therapy. You know, this fell out, and I do cards when they fall out. I didn't even notice. These are the Healing Therapy Goddess oracles. Really love them. Really like them a lot. Oh, interestingly, nobody else. Okay. Interestingly, nobody else was doing these Wheel of the Year tarot cards when I first started using these quite a while back. They became quickly some of my favorite tarot cards. They're really vivid. They just are so easy to read. I seen a pretty big reader on YouTube using these cards, and I was so stoked because these are really good cards, like I said. And there's two of them here. I'll read them both. They were really unknown and underappreciated, and I've just been really singing their praises. So I'm glad that they reached everybody. I'm glad other people, what I mean is I'm glad other people are seeing what good cards they are, because they're such good cards. Oh, we've already got cards down. a lot of healing going on right now. Quiet time. That's what's going on for the Lover's energy at this moment. There's a lot of quiet time. This retrograde is going to be a little bit emotional, like I said at the end. At the beginning, it may not be so bad. It's easier to have retrogrades in air signs, let me tell you. But it may be emotional at the end of it because it ends in Pisces. And as we change over to the Pisces energy, it could get to where you're making a lot more emotional decisions. So you want to watch that you're not making decisions that will carry far-flung effects. In retrogrades, you don't have to do this by any means, but in retrogrades, Mercury retrogrades, you want to keep from getting back together with exes. You want to keep from breaking up with someone that you're with. You want to keep from making major decisions and things like that, because retrograde spins communication the other way, and you usually regret your decisions. Like if you get back together with someone, you'll regret it. If you break up with someone, you'll probably regret it. So maybe don't do that at a retrograde, okay? And don't make too emotional of decisions. Understand, cry through them, be triggered through them, but kind of leave them alone. You know what I mean? So, these cards. Just 2 more cards, please, guides. I've had a lot of people telling me that, oh, I'm perfect, that the beginning of this year has been really difficult for a lot of people. And I have had my own share of difficulties as well. So I understand. I'm down there in the trenches with everybody else. There has been a whole lot of karma being resolved and changed. I've been in the trenches, but I got to say, some of the stuff I'm hearing people go through is worse than what I've been dealing with. This card has flung out a couple times now. I have a feeling it wants to be here, but too many are flying out at once for me to be able to use it and know for sure. So I'm not. So let's see what the next work on is. Here's that card again. It's really wanting to be here. You know what? Even though it's not in the fallen down, I'm going to say it. And this is so perfect for Valentine's Day. Secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they're letting on. And I had said that the divine masculine is going through more than they're saying. So you could have someone around you that has a lot deeper feelings for you than they're letting on. And that could be causing havoc in your romantic situation because they're throwing chaotic energy into it. Or I had heard, I lost the card that was there. It apparently wasn't meant to be there. Okay. Okay, and this card has just hung out on the top of this deck, let me tell you. I'm having a hard time getting these down today. Boy, I'll tell you something. It's still here. Okay, listen. We'll fall out if you're supposed to be there. All right, it's too many cards. Right, I'll do this right down here, guys. I swear I'm not picking the ones I want. Just whatever flips out is what I'll use. It's just that it's kind of messing up my space there. So I like you to see me shuffle. It's just that it's being more bothersome than anything. Got them. All right. Okay, so. So in the past, like I said, there was a successful completion, and this is a time of incredible accomplishment. You're justified in feeling joy, a sense of completion, and pride in an amazing job you've done. You've been blessed with many spiritual insights. Soon you'll begin a new journey. For now, take time to bask in the happiness of your dreams coming true. Okay? We've got the Knave of Wands upside down. And we have got the Two of Wands right side up. So in the past, there has been communication, but it has been like completing. Recently, things have been being completed that needed to finish up. There's a lot of stuff finishing up behind the scenes that you're not even seeing. And this is really what I'm being led to say. Behind the scenes, there's a lot going on that you're not seeing. And it's helping your situation a lot more than you know. and it's bringing a lot of peace and contentment and joy and love into your life in ways you can't even imagine. So be patient and hold on, because you've got a lot of great things coming into your life, but you had to complete an old cycle of miscommunication and runner chaser dynamics for twin flames, and wound healing and things like that for yourself, for these things to come into your life. Maybe there is someone new coming into your life, or maybe this is someone that you should have been with that you left and you were not keeping an open mind about. You were really closed off mentally about this person and how they should be, especially in twin flames. If you were in a twin flame kind of situation, um, what happened was you were being way too judgmental of your counterpart and seeing too much fault in them and not seeing enough within yourself. This is also for people that had new love coming into their life. Keep an open mind, because not everything is as it seems. That's exactly what I hear to say. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. In the romance angels, there is no twin flame card. These were done before, I guess that was a thing. Well, a known thing, because it's been around since, Adam and Lilith. But before it was really known about. But the love oracle cards do have the twin flame card in it. So, if it says soulmate, it's kind of leading there. Now with this one though, you don't know. Matt, fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So the situation that you found yourself in, that you're having to juggle and deal with, walk away from complete, has been handled as fairly as it could be handled. And that's what I say. So keep an open mind about everything, and only time will tell. So only time will tell about what's going to happen with the situation that broke down. You're worried that there's someone that you love that won't come back, and that's only time will tell. And it really depends on how much you're willing to do and put in and work. All right, 9 of thoughts, and we were talking about some of these before. Stop being so hard on yourself and turn your thoughts toward the positive. There's no need to worry. Anticipating the worst isn't helping. Know that heaven will provide a solution. If you're experiencing sleepless nights or anxiety over a challenge in your life, release the problems to your angels. We've got the 6 of Pentacles upside down. And then we have got the 6 of Swords upside down. And the 6 of Swords really talks about emotional travel. So it looks to me like there's been a lot of setbacks recently. There's been a lot of worry and fear and turmoil and a lot of pain. And there's been a lot of things that we're not traveling over emotions, and you were supposed to travel and you're not going to be traveling now, especially with retrograde starting to mess everything up. So for right now, if you're not getting the communication and the travel and stuff like that that you want, you're not going to be happy. And there's no one, and I could say, oh, just this and that. How you're going to just be mad, and that's okay to be mad about it. But it does look like miscommunications are really happening between you and your lover. And one thinks everything's okay, the other one thinks everything's okay, when actually both people in this situation are hurting pretty badly and not telling the other exactly what's going on out of fear of being hurt again. All right. So it's about fear. All right. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So don't rush and don't push for anything, because things are unfolding just as they should be, like I was saying back here. Siege, quiet times. So even though there should probably be more open, ready communication between the parties, what is actually going on is you need some quiet time and time apart from each other. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. And this is how you're going to heal all this fear and worry that's between you two. Healing. That came up. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. So while you're taking that quiet time and letting go of control issues, you're healing you both by taking this time and taking these opportunities to go within, to meditate. I really, really recommend meditation to anybody needing to do that work. 9 of action. So it goes from 9 of Swords to 9 of Wands. You've worked hard to create things that change things that you've cherished in your life, such as beloved relationships, amazing accomplishments, and hearth and home. Rest assured that all these treasures and you are being constantly protected by your angels. In return, Mother Earth and the animals and the environment need your protection. So it's time to start splashing out and helping others and helping the environment, helping others on their path. Veganism is a great way to help the environment if you look into it. Um, I'm a vegan. Um, but you've gone from this severe, painful energy, and right now in this very quiet time of healing and not really talking about things, to things being protected and opened up. See the King of Wands. This was initiated, it looks like, by the King of, by the masculine element, that masculine energy. And now he's coming back in before the retrograde, because this reading starts, the retrograde starts the 17th, and this ends on the 18th when I start a new cycle of reading. So he is coming back before, probably just before, but before the retrograde. If he comes back after, you need to wait till after the retrograde. But I think he's coming in before the retrograde. And I've got the King of Wands, so a dynamic, fiery energy. It could be a Leo. It could be someone with a lot of Leo in their chart, Leo moon. But it is the masculine element. Coming back in, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, could be, but doesn't have to be. And then we have got the Knight of Wands on top of that. So here's what's going on. There's a couple things going on with these two cards, with this action coming back in and protecting. The reason why he wants to protect what is his is because there's a new suitor around, okay? These are around the divine feminine. There is more than one now. So he's coming back to go, wait a minute. I didn't expect you to have someone else interested. I don't feel the divine feminine's doing anything about it. It's just that she's attractive. So there's other people coming in. And not only is it that, but this is the divine, your masculine, coming back in and talking to you about it, coming back in and saying, I'm ready to start working on things. I'm ready to apologize. I'm ready to see where I was wrong, right? Endings and beginnings here. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So you're really getting that true love coming back in right now. Endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. And that's where this healing is. And remember, we finished these cycles here. And that's where all of this healing is here that you're doing in quiet time now. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you've shared with those you love. Now, this really talks about the one soul matrix between twin flames being in two bodies. And that's what I hear to say. So this is talking about twin flames going on in that particular thing. So when you go, even though there's two of you with one soul and two bodies, what happens is you're only taking that with you, even though there's been more than one here. It's kind of an optical illusion in this dimension to have two bodies with one soul, because it kind of is like you're so advanced as that one soul that you can throw yourself into two different physical vessels, right? So it's a very advanced being that can have two bodies that they're driving. And that's what twin flames are, is that they are one soul and two bodies. Now, my twin flame sees it as one and one, where I see it a little bit differently, as one soul. Like they see one in those dots for 11, for like on a clock. I think they mean as one, but what I really see it as, and a lot of divine masculines do that, so that's fine. They need their independence, and the divine feminine is more like it's okay to have more connectedness. But how I've been shown it is it's a super advanced soul that can actually operate two bodies at once. And that's basically what's going on. So they're constantly bringing themselves back into each other because they are two bodies being operated by one soul, and they're like, whoa, here we go. And that's why they keep slapping into each other and having all of these experiences. And when you balance yourself spiritually out and come into union with those two bodies that one soul is driving, is when you come into what is called union. And the reason why things hurt when you separate is because it feels like you are separating from yourself. And in a sense, you really are. You really are. From the physical DNA makeup version of yourself in this reality that is you too, is confusing as that might sound. So, anything you're experiencing, as you balance yourself spiritually and come more into your spiritual essence in life, the more you will be able to come into union with that other body. Now, if your beloved does want to walk off with someone else, try to wish them well, because that's wishing it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. But that's wishing yourself well. That's saying, I love myself so much that, if my twin has to go find someone else to be happy, then that's what they need right now. That's where they need to learn. We're never going to not be the same soul, but I wish myself all the best. That's why I'm wishing my other body all the best. And you're not, by the way, if you're two bodies, you are two individual egos. You are two individual people. Just because you're one soul doesn't mean you own any rights over the other body. So always give respect to your other party in every capacity, like you would anybody else. As a matter of fact, the more loving and respectful you are to your other half, the more loving and respectful you're being to yourself. 5 of Thoughts. The path you are on seemed to be the right one, but now you run into a challenge. Just kind of talking about that. There's a better a direction for you that will make you much happier in the end. Changes are necessary so that you can get back on track. Avoid negative people who are draining or who bring unwanted drama into your life. And that is very true. We were talking about, I believe we were talking about that. And in all of that, we were talking about, look, the 2 of Chalices is here bringing union. I was just talking about physical union and the Strength card. Having the strength to realize those 2 halves are one and come to a stronger, more powerful energy is what is going on here. But you need to take it slow, because I've just looked at this card. It says wait, don't rush in, allow nature to take its course. We've kind of got that going on here. Don't rush too much. We've got honeymoon. So when the divine masculine comes back, divine feminines or whatever, don't just snap him up, okay? Give him he's going to come in fast, like fast. It's going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. Yesterday you said you didn't want anything. What are you doing? But when he comes in, he's going to try to come in fast. Don't you grip on. Don't you dare grip. Just allow him to come in as he does. All right? Allow his energy to come in, listen to him, hear him out, be accepting, of course, but don't grip on like you have in the past, because it always makes him run, doesn't it? So honeymoon, enjoy bliss of holiday time together. So there's going to be, this is the clarification, there's going to be a lot of beautiful, happy, positive energy. There's been a lot of healing that occurred and a lot of realizing your worth and your worthiness. So Uganaga, easy does it, like I just said. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect time. Don't force. Divine feminines don't force. I was actually doing a reading on the live today, and there was a lady asking, will me and my other half get married soon? And the thing that popped into my head was, don't force it anymore. Stop pushing for it. Stop pushing for him to do what you want him to do. He does love you. He wants nobody else. You are the one, but he doesn't like the way you force and push and want. Now, when he's not ready for it, because you're pushing and forcing. So, ladies and even gentlemen, don't push or force. Allow this person to come back in their own time, in their own way. They're going to do it fast, especially when you step back and detach. But give them all of the respect and space to do it in their way. Don't wait for him either. Just do you. Do your time. Cinda, infinity. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So if you just are patient with this whole process and situation, you're going to get everything you want. Anyway, have a bright, blessed week, and I will see you next week for the first week of retrograde reading. Have a bright, blessed day.